So Rainbow Six Beta, we got our hands on it. Huber?
Yes. But it's not Rainbow Six.
It's not Rainbow Six.
No, it doesn't feel like it to me.
No. What Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah.
Right now feels like just kind of a quick multiplayer, let's get it out type of game. It doesn't feel like Rainbow Six. Is that a problem?
I wouldn't say it's a problem, but straight away, my biggest concern is for how much variety there is, there's no variety, if that makes sense. Like, you have all these operators, all these modes, all these maps. I know this is just the beta, so there's a limited number, but with all this variation, it still always boils down to camping and like crouching around a corner. So like every encounter kind of played the same. Is that a valid criticism?
No, absolutely. I mean, there are moments of the Rainbow Six beta where I was like, wow, this is great, because I would do the thing where I would be protecting our objective. I'd be crouched down and be like, if you come in that door, I'm going to shoot you. But then they just made their own door right behind me and killed me. And I'm like, oh, of course, because you can do this stuff, you can be more creative to how you reach these points. And that moment is cool. But after like 5 matches in a row, I was like, I kind of get it. And I did not play every single day, all day, so I don't know all the ins and outs of the beta, but boy, the guy with the shield just seems like the best guy.
Yeah, the best guy. Unstoppable.
Like, he's coming into that objective and shooting him, and it's like, well, I guess he's just gonna spam
invincible.
this pistol until I die. And there are things you can do around that. You can slow him down, you can get around him, you can lay down your own deployable shield and stuff, but yeah, it just seemed like clearly the best option. And there are so many different ways that you can interact with the environment, and that's super cool, but I kind of wanted something a little bit more expansive, where you're kind of like moving from point to point and then getting to the objective. I feel like you start and it's like, okay, the objective's right there, and then it's just about that one intense firefight and it ends.
Sorry.
No, so let's just break down for the people who don't know. It was a closed beta, but a lot of people got their hands on it. It kind of went out widely, but there were 2 modes, basically, that you could choose between. There's competitive, player on player, and then there's the PvE classic terrorist hunt, which basically is kind of back in name only. I mean, it's a basic function of just go through this building and clear out the enemies.
But as you clear them, like, more kind of come in. I feel like they spawn. I feel like all the enemies aren't there to begin with.
Sure.
There's like, kill 20 enemies. You go in, as you're like clearing the area, some will like jump through the window or like crash through the floor.
Sure. So. Now there's no, from what we've seen before, from the alpha actually, when we played it in certain events and things like that, it was only competitive. So this is the first time we've gotten our hands on Terrorist Hunt, which is kind of something that I wanted to focus on a little bit more. The planning phase is gone. Yeah. But you can still use the bots to actually go in and mark enemies and things like that. And the AI is actually something that I wanted to bring up, because with PvP, you have other players that are using the strengths of their classes and things like that. The AI have the same type of stuff at their disposal for the most part. I know, Ben, you didn't really get much of a chance to do Terrorist Hunt.
No, I just focused on the PvP.
Okay, but you and I definitely did. Now, what did you think about the AI in general?
I think it was fine, but I cannot see myself ever putting a lot of time in that, because it's just a side casual throwaway mode to me. Like, you group up with some buddies and there's not as much stress. The PvP is very stressful, and the vast majority of this game and the focus of this game. This feels like a mode where if you don't want to start sweating and really get into Rainbow Six, you can just play it and have fun.
Okay.
It's a fun mode for me.
That's fair. I dipped into the higher difficulties just because I am kind of the old dog when it comes to Rainbow Six. I think all 3 of us are really kind of miss the old days, and so I wanted to see what the most challenging version of it could give you. And I kind of found like the AI was, the AI was kind of fine. It was there, and there are people with guns and they shoot you. The only thing that makes it more difficult is that when they shoot you, you die. So there's kind of a give and take to that. The difficulty ramps up, and they call it realistic for a reason, because if you get shot once, twice, you're injured. If you get shot in the head, you're dead, and you're just gone. And sure, that's realistic, isn't it? Maybe that's where the challenge comes in. But what I found I actually really liked about it is that when I'm in it with randoms, it kind of forced us, if we wanted to complete the match, it forced us to get on the mic. And it forced us to communicate and work together as a unit and use your strengths, because there are different unit types of the AI that you can encounter, like suicide bombers. They make a certain sound. The class that has the little electronic scanner can see them through a wall. You call them out, sending the bots through, using all of the different things. You're more encouraged to do that with something realistic.
Well, that ties into PvP again. The amount of variety. I'm just concerned that it always boils down to that one firefight. Like, after I played 5 or 10 matches, I was like, I get this. Like, there were a couple moments here.
Right.
Kyle was there for the coolest moment that happened. I was crouched down defending the base, and all of a sudden, straight out of a horror movie, I saw a shadow on the wall, and then I died. The guy behind me dead.
Right.
So, like, there are those moments, but like you said, I wish the maps were more expansive. I wish you really, truly had to plan out your entry. I wish there were more places to attack and defend. I mean, everyone always started at the exact same place together and kind of went in together, and it wasn't really wise to split up.
Right.
And I know there's only a couple maps. It is a beta. It's really, really hard to judge it fully now, but I am concerned about the variety and the scale of the maps.
And those matches, for me at least, like, if your team is super successful, or if you fail right away, or even if there's kind of a back and forth, and like one guy on this team dies and the other guy on this team dies, like, no matter what, those matches are like pretty short.
Yeah.
And so you sort of have this process where you play for a little bit, and then you get kicked back out of the menu, and then you wait, and then you go into the map, and it's just this.
It takes a while.
There's the flow of it.
Yeah.
Like, after a couple, I was like, okay, I've had my fill, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, it has that central hook of, like, figuring out how to get to this objective in this small area, but I just don't feel, like, where's the longevity at? What's the thing that's going to make me keep coming back?
I liked the unlock system. I like the way you earn currency and how you have to unlock the different operators, and they all kind of have a strength.
Yeah, but my fear is kind of what we were hinting at with the shield guy, is that I'm going to find the one or two operators where I'm like, this is the most efficient, and because it's the most efficient, I like it the most. And then it's like, whatever, the other ones I don't care about. Like Twitch, I don't need you, or not. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. Are you worried about that?
I am worried,
because
which I'm just bummed, because like, I love the intimacy
I do too.
of the matches.
Yeah.
I love how intense it is.
Right.
Your life means something, which is awesome in a competitive shooter. Like, your life is so valuable.
Yeah.
Killing them feels so valuable and important, and it is so tense and claustrophobic. But there's just something.
There was a moment where I just was the sledgehammer guy, and I crashed through the floor and just was like, all right, I'm here, and now I shot one guy and then went down, like, tried to crawl behind a car, and that stuff's cool, but it's just these short bursts that after a while I'm like, okay, that I had 5 awesome moments today that were all kind of similar, and I was surprised how quickly matches started feeling the same. Yeah. Despite how much.
Despite how much there is there. It's so bizarre.
It's weird. Yeah.
There's a lot of superficial variety, and you and I were talking about this earlier, Huber, where it's like, well, what does it matter which division of Rainbow you choose? It doesn't. It's just that's where you find the particular player classes. So maybe they don't need to focus so much on picking each different team, but that's kind of an empty criticism, because why not have that little bit of variety there? Why not just put a little bit more flavor on your game if you want to? Sure, fine. So we will unfortunately have to wait to see more modes, to see if there's any more kind of details released about the game. But as for the beta, I had 2 kind of main questions. Number 1 is, does this feel like a legitimate new direction for Rainbow Six? Does this need to be Rainbow Six?
It feels like the Battlefield hardline of Battlefield.
Of Rainbow,
kind of, like of Rainbow, kind of a spin-off.
I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I think it's the genesis of a really good thing, but it just,
prototype.
Yeah, it feels like they sort of figured out the central ideas and feel, but there just needs to. I feel like there needs to be more stuff surrounding it. Yeah. It needs to maybe be a little bit bigger in scope than what I've seen so far. Because from what you're saying, I have not played it at all. Like, Terra Sun is cool, but it's not
filler.
enough. It's not another anchor of this game. And so, yeah,
Imagine if the maps were massive.
Well, I don't want all of the maps to be massive.
But like a couple, like,
right.
give me some scale.
Right. And that could be on the way, for all we know. I don't know, but...
Well, and that leads into the next question, is this game doing enough to set it apart from the competition? Or is this just Ubisoft's version of the online shooter game?
No, it is drastically different than Battlefield and Call of Duty. I think there's going to be a lot of comparisons to Evolve, because it's kind of smaller.
I think in a lot of ways there might be comparisons to Evolve. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, if they're entering this game of online multiplayer-only shooters and they want Rainbow Six to be the franchise to keep doing that for them, is this enough? Is it enough to set it apart from the rest of the games that you already are playing or already have?
I think that's a good question, because I really like Evolve, but it turns out in the long run there wasn't enough there to make it stick. And like, I truly believe that online competitive first-person shooters, the market is more saturated and competitive than it's ever been. Like, these games, if you really want to get into them and you really want to be the best and you want to try to do well, they take so much time and effort. Like CS:GO, right? Like, if you're a die-hard CS:GO player and that's where you're spending a lot of your time, are you going to come into Rainbow Six? Now, I know they're different things. I know they're trying to do different things, but with so many games out there that offer so much and give you so much to dig into, where you feel like you're always seeing new stuff, I'm not sure, based on this beta, that it's going to make the dent that we would want a Rainbow Six game to make.
Rest assured, I think all three of us and probably more in the office are going to keep a closer eye as we get closer to launch for this game. Mm-hmm. Despite the disappointment for campaign, the multiplayer it's interesting, but we're cautiously optimistic.
I'd be feeling differently if they had that Patriots campaign.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sore subject with us. I think we're good.
What do you say, Ben?
Yeah, no, I mean, if it was like, here's this new ambitious single-player campaign that offers a new way to play Rainbow Six in addition to this cool multiplayer, I think that the tone of the conversation would be very different. We'll see, though. Like, the thing is I think Rainbow Six Siege is good.
It's awesome.
Like, there are so many great parts of it. Is there enough? Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You heard me? I wish I killed you. Back, move forward.
Op 4 eliminated. Blue 4 mission successful.